Hi y'all, I'm Allison. We've all grown up believing that being visited by a muse is one of the best things you could have happen if you're any type of creative person. They're glorious, wonderful beings that will inspire us to try new things and unlock our creativity. Personally, I think there might be some out there that just love their job a little too much, get a little too ambitious, and they should be followed around by a little guy with a briefcase. You know, somebody with all the terms and conditions saying if you follow the footsteps of your muse, these are the consequences that may befall you. Because, you know, when you're listening to the muses, it all sounds so glorious and wonderful. And you get so excited and it just snowballs and snowballs and you have all of these wonderful ideas. And then reality sets in and you're like, what have I gotten myself into? You still think it's a good idea, but you just wish you had read all of that fine print to really grasp the full picture of what you're about to do. Because see, something like that has happened to me. Let me tell you about it. I heard from Nasilla. She loved the book selection that I sent her. She was able to procure a copy of them all from the school library like we were hoping. So she is set as far as her books are because the school gave her textbooks and these are her additional reading to expand on the subjects that she'll be studying. The only thing left was to find out when her classes are. Now, here is what a normal class schedule template looks like at Orilium Academy. You have classes in a 1-hour block, 1.5 hours, or 2-hour blocks. You'll notice there aren't many classes in the morning because that is when they're working on their core curriculum with their textbooks only. Their afternoon is split between the core curriculum and their additional supplemental reading that we chose for them. The late night class is after sunset, and that is intended for classes where you need to be outside, for example, astronomy, so you can observe the stars, those types of things. So normally they would take the list of classes. For example, here is Nasilla's, and just fill out a time slot per class, done. Set schedule, really aren't many surprises. Well, Nasilla, you know, when she arrived at school on time, mind you, she didn't know that she had to have her career already determined before she got there. So she didn't know what her calling was going to be. And the school graciously gave her an extension. We solved that problem. She's going to become a master of elements. And she has all of her books. So, an unforeseen circumstance of our delay was that the classrooms, there's not enough room in all of them. So, she is not guaranteed the same class at the same time throughout the week. Hers kind of looks dramatically different than what you would expect. Now, I imagine it went a little something like this. I think they took all of her classes, plus study hall, and put them in a box. I think they made up a wheel with the time blocks in addition to how many times a week that particular time block was available. For example, 1-hour block 5 times a week, or a 1-hour block 3 times a week because the other 2 classes were already full. It will make sense. I hope. So I think they did that. And then they put all of the available time slots into a jar. Do you see where this is going? Because I think this is what happened. So let's find out what Nasilla's schedule is. These books can only be read during the chosen time slot. They cannot be read at any other time. I may be in big trouble, but I think it's going to be fun to find out. So let's get started. First, we need a class. I don't know what I'm doing to myself. Okay, our first one is Conjuration. Okay. let's go find out how much time during the week we are going to have for that class. Okay. One of the 2-hour blocks, 2 times a week. All right, that's good. The 2-hour blocks are green paper. So let's take 2 out of the jar. Here's our schedule, and let's see where these are going to fall. Let me get it open. Thursday afternoon and Tuesday evening. Yeah. I took that time off of our wheel because we can't use it twice. All right, let's see what our next class is. Oh, it's not off to a good start. Normally that would be Tuesday, Thursday at the same time. Nope. This is what happens when you register late for your classes. Okay, restoration. Let's spin, find out what block we get. Okay, 1.5 hours, 3 times a week. Nice, we're getting the full time. And that is going to be our yellow papers. So I've got 3 right here. Easier to grab them all at once instead of constantly picking up the jar. So we have Friday afternoon. It'd be really good as if we had them all on the same day. Monday evening. And Wednesday afternoon. Okay. All right, let's find out our next class. It is going to be... Let me get study hall in there before the elemental studies. Time block. Okay, this is our career. Oh no, 1 hour, but we only get 4 days a week. We lost that 5th time slot. It was already full. Uh-oh. I think this is 4. No. Okay, I put some back, so we'll just draw. Okay, we got Thursday morning. Friday afternoon. Could you imagine going to school and having this as your class schedule? I think I'd lose my mind. Friday evening, that could be good. Oh, might get a double block. And a Monday late. Okay. Okay, with that time span, not going to be able to pick up the book at all on Tuesday and Wednesday, and then read for an hour Thursday morning, and then you have to wait till Friday. I don't know what I'm doing to myself. All right, let's just continue. Like I said, I don't know. I think it's going to be fun to find out, but I don't know. Because there's going to be more to it. This isn't even all of the complications. There's more coming. Okay, animal studies. I want my study hall. Okay, we've got the other 2-hour time blocks. That's good. And we know this is going to be Tuesday morning and Thursday evening. But just to confirm, to make sure I didn't mess anything up, Tuesday afternoon and Thursday evening. So I'm going to remove anything that has a 2-hour time block from the wheel completely when I hide this one. Come on, study hall. Where is it? Let's try this one. Astronomy. Okay. Oh, we got to spin. Okay, we got one of the complicated ones. We get 1.5 hour block and 2 of the 1 hour blocks. Okay, so let's start with the 1.5 hour block. We get Wednesday evening. And then we need 2 1-hour blocks. Yeah, I've got it on my computer screen. Tuesday morning and Thursday evening. 3 days again. All right, 2 left. And we get, that schedule is looking crazy. Study hall, yay. Okay, we want 5 1-hour blocks. That's what I'm hoping. Oh no. This is not good. I will explain why in a bit. So we've got the 2 last 1.5 hour blocks, which should be Monday morning and Friday evening. Monday afternoon. Okay, I've updated the wheel to take all of the 1.5 hour blocks off. And I noticed a typo. There was not supposed to be a 1 hour with a 6 time slot. So I fixed that to 5. It was the orange one. And our last class is shape shifting. We're obviously getting a 1 hour block, but we could get 3, 4, or all 5. So it's kind of high stakes. Let's give it a spin and see what our last class will be. I was actually standing right in front of the computer watching that one. Okay, we get 4 1 hour blocks for this one. Could have been worse. And as you can see, we still have quite a few slots left on that. It's because we got a lot of the big ones. So we'll do 1, 2, 3, and take this one 4. Friday morning. I was just thinking, yay, I don't have many morning slots. Watch this all be morning. Okay, Thursday afternoon. I was afraid I jinxed myself. Wednesday afternoon. Did I show you that Wednesday afternoon? And our last slot is Wednesday morning. I'm okay with that. Here is our class schedule. Like I said, can you imagine having your classes spread out like this? You wouldn't know if you were coming or going. Okay, so let me tell you how this works. Each color is obviously a different book. I can only read the book during its assigned time slot. So that means I will have 1 hour in the morning. It doesn't have to be from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. But it can only be 1 hour total at any point from when I get up until noon. Then for the afternoon, I have between 2 and 6 p.m. And there's a total of 3 hours allocated for that. There's a 2 hour block and a 1 hour block. 2 hour classes, I can read for 2 hours. I could read for an hour and then another hour later on. It doesn't have to be one continuous 2 hour session. It's just that's how much time I have with that book during that time frame. I hope that makes sense. The other one is 1 hour. Then for evening, can't start before 6 o'clock. And I have 2 hours or 1 hour per book, or 1.5. Then the late one, which I only have that one night out of the whole week, and that's on Monday. And that one, that hour cannot start until after the sun has set. So Texas time is about, I think we're getting up to our normal sunset time, which is like 9:30 at night. So I have to wait till then. I have to wait for dark. Now, study hall is special. That the school, they don't want their students getting too far ahead and attempting dangerous magic on their own because they think they know it by reading the books. on their own. So they are restricted during study hall time. They can either read from, use that time to catch up on their classes that they had earlier in the day or prepare for their class later that day. So you can't, like if you got study hall on Monday, you can't use that to read ahead on Thursday's book. Now, if I didn't have time to read on Thursday, I could use that Monday study hall time to catch up. I hope that makes sense. Think of it as a makeup period, for makeup work, or just to prepare for a class that is coming later that same day. So that's what that 1 hour study hall is. And that's to accommodate for, life, doctor's appointments, cooking dinner and everything. I need some wiggle room and a chance to succeed. Now, you may be wondering about weekends. Same thing. The school doesn't want the students getting ahead and becoming, a little too confident in trying things on their own. Plus, there are a lot of social things going on at Orilium Academy on the weekend. They are doing things with their guilds. I hear there may be some side quests. So they don't want the students overworking themselves by reading constantly. So on the weekends, they are restricted to 2 hours a day, and they can read anything that they needed to catch up on from that week prior. So it's the same as study hall. You can't use the weekend to get ahead, but if you need that time to catch up, you can. I hope that makes sense. Now, school, it's all about exams. And yes, Nasilla sent me her exam schedule. And like everything else, it is completely all over the place. So the last 2 weeks at Orilium Academy for April is exam season. And normally your exam would be during your normal block of time. But since her schedule is all over the place, I think they kind of did the same thing with her exams. So we're going to have to go to the Wheel of Fate and find out when her exams are. Since she was late, again, they filled up. So we have, as you can see, 10 dates. 2 of those dates are already full. There's no room for her to sit the exam. So we're going to shuffle the wheel and remove the last 2 from the list. Those are already full and not an option. Okay, I have all of her classes in here, and I left out study hall because there's no test for that one. We've got our wheel right here with our dates Monday through Friday for the last 2 weeks of April. Let's give it a shuffle and remove the 2 classes that are full. I was going to say that wasn't much of a shuffle. It took 2 towards the end of the month, which, oh no, because there are grades. So these exam dates are very important because I will have real life consequences from it if Nasilla fails her classes. And if she does really good, I will get a benefit in May. So this is important. Okay, let's find out what our first, let me use this one. I put them in here so you can see. Okay, so our first exam will be set on, we've got Animal Studies. And that is going to happen on Tuesday, the 25th. Okay, since she doesn't have a normal Animal Studies class on a Tuesday, she has until sundown on the 25th to finish this book and turn in her essay. In other words, I have to have that book completed by sundown on the 25th and have my review posted on Storygraph and Goodreads to get an A in this class. Okay, making sense? Again, do you see the potential for all of this to blow up in my face? Okay, let's hide that from our list and let's find out when our next exam is. There can only be 1 exam a day, by the way. Which now, looking back, I should have made them multiple. Oh well. Astronomy is our next one. Okay, astronomy. We had a Hotel Magnifique for that one, the two E's in the title, during the morning class, because this is a normal class day. Before noon on Tuesday the 18th, I have to finish this book and have my review posted to pass this class. It's getting scary, y'all. Okay, let's find out when our next test is. Why do I do this stuff? Why do I do this to myself? Answer me this, Batman. Shape-shifting. Let's find out. Thursday the 20th. I want some later dates. Okay, that was for Wolf on the Cover for the shape-shifting class. This is a normal Thursday class. So I have until... This test will be in the afternoon, so I have until 6 p.m. on Thursday, April 20th, to complete this book and get the review posted. Okay, next one. You know, if I didn't have any other TBRs for the month, this would be so incredible. Right now, I am terrified of this. Okay, Elemental Studies is our next one. 28th. Did it work? Yes. Okay. It's probably one of the shortest books. Okay, this was Elemental Studies, Flowers on the Cover. So I have until Friday the 28th, and let me see what time. I have till Friday evening, so we will say by sundown. Sundown on Friday the 28th. Yes. Are y'all just sitting there thinking I've gone completely off my rocker? Just wait until you find out what my consequences are. Okay, let's find out. Got 2 more exams. Okay, what classes are left? Conjuration. Okay, let's go spin. Wednesday, the 19th. Let me find out what class time. This one is very high stakes. This is one of my special exams, Wednesday the 19th by 6 p.m. I not only had to have read this book and reviewed it, but I also have had to complete the buddy read portion on Storygraph. Molly has been waiting since August for me to read this book and share my thoughts. I am excited. I keep wanting to do it, but I keep waiting for time when I can sit down to actually type up thoughts, and it just hasn't happened. Find out our last one. Okay, so our last one should be what? Restoration? Restoration. I remembered. Okay, we have 3 slots left. Late date. Monday the 24th. Could have been worse. Could have been better. Let me see what time I have. All right, this one is a normal Monday class. So I have until 6 p.m. on Monday the 24th to read it and get my review posted. So let me tell you what's going to happen if I fail. Okay, that took me forever to find. I've got notes from ideas everywhere because this isn't all of it. Okay, so the grading system. This will be percentage of the book that's read by those test dates that I gave you. So an A means the book was read and reviewed on time. Everything's done. A B, which would be a grade of 89 to an 80, means I read 80% of the book by our test date. A C, which is 79 to 70, would be a 70% credit for reading or for the course. A D, which is 69 to 60, gives you 60%. And yes, for the Americans, I am bringing back the D. I grew up, well, they took away the D my sophomore year in high school. And I figured this is hard enough. I don't need to fail at a 69%. Okay, then failing an F grade is 59 and below. And that means I've read 50% of the book. So if I don't get past 50%, so I need 51%. Oh, no, I need 59% to pass the class. Once I average it up, because I'm going to get an average for how well I did with these 6 books. If I get all A's, so Everything's done. Complete my TBR and review. Then next month, I can remove any book from my TBR and I can double up with from either Buzzword, TBR Knockout, or Read Your Bookshelf with any of my regular prompts. So, which means I will potentially be shortening my TBR for May by 2 books total, which will be awesome. So I have incentive to get there. So if I get a B, which is 89 to 80 average, then I can double up one of the extras, Buzzword, Read Your Bookshelf, TBR Knockout with one of my regular prompts. Well, I'll essentially be removing 1 book from my TBR. C, I get no reward, no punishment, and no benefit. Because I did average. I made the effort. And that would be 79 to a 70. A D means I will have to spin the wheel of shame in May for extra credit. She's going to have to get caught up before going to school in autumn. And I push 1 failed book forward onto my TBR. So I would spin the wheel of shame. So I'd be adding 1 book to my thing. And I would have to push 1 of these books forward and complete it in May as well. So I'd potentially be adding 1.5 books to my total for May. If I fail and can't get 59% of this reading done, then I have to spin the wheel of shame and push all of the books that I haven't finished forward to May. So I definitely don't want to fail. So the stakes are very high, especially when you consider the schedule that I will be reading this under. I don't know if I have any chance at all at succeeding at this. I don't read multiple books at a time, so this is going to be quite the time management for me. And in between these times, when I've got free time, like the weekends, the reason I didn't extend weekend time for this really is because that's when I'll be reading my Just Spin It books. And, I've got, I think 17, 18 books on my list this month. I don't know. And I have read, I think 60 pages and Percy Jackson, and I haven't touched anything else. So the stakes are very, very, very high. I'm excited for the challenge and terrified all at once. So we will see how this goes. If y'all are interested in my little experiment with time blocking my reading and you want me to try to vlog something, I can try that. I don't know, honestly, if there would be anything worth vlogging about. I don't know. So if you're interested in, I guess, watching this train wreck firsthand, I honestly don't know what I'm getting myself into. I'm terrified and excited all at once, and I definitely have gone off the deep end, but I'm loving every second of coming up with this. And don't worry, no matter what, this is not the end of Nasilla. She will be back, and even when we finish Orilium, when April's over, she will continue appearing throughout the year up until September. She'll definitely be back for the fall version, but I have plans for her. In fact, the Muses gone overboard because I'm considering upgrading my editing software so I can play with another idea I have. It's crazy how much inspiration I have gotten from this whole series. I am having fun. I'm so glad y'all are having fun with it. And I gotta go. I've got reading to do. Oh, and I've got to get this video done, which reminds me, this officially ends my every other day. I can't keep doing this because it's, if I don't have to see an editing screen for a while, I would be happy. So I'm going to go back to, at most, 2 videos a week, maybe 1. We'll see. I'm looking at the Wednesday, Sunday, Monday, Thursday kind of, I'll spread it out so I can get some reading done and try and, make a success of this. So anyway, I will be catching up on all the comments. I've been reading them. Thank you so much. It's keeping me motivated and keeping me excited. And I think that's part of what's gotten these wheels turning so much, is seeing y'all's enthusiasm for this little project as well. It's spurring me on. So whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, we don't know yet. But it's going to be fun, whether it's a train wreck or it turns out great. Either way, it should be quite entertaining. I just hope I have some hair left at the end. Okay, I've rambled enough. As you can tell, I'm excited. I'm not excited. I ramble. So I'm going to go. Y'all have a great night. Happy Easter tomorrow if you're watching this when this comes out. And I hope to see y'all soon. And let me know if you want me to try and document this nightmare that I have created for myself. All right. Bye, y'all.